Welcome back to Let's Launch. In this video, we'll talk about the SpaceX Starship. It is an amazing rocket that is bigger than the Saturn V and will hopefully launch soon. The most probable version to launch is SN24 or serial number 24, along with BN7 or booster number 7. Let's get started. Starship, or rather a vehicle to transport humans, was first proposed by SpaceX CEO Elon Musk in November 2005, even before they had launched their Falcon 1. They ended up launching the Falcon 1 in 2006, and even then it was unsuccessful, along with the next two flights. Musk referred to it as the BFR, and I'm assuming it means the Big Falcon rocket, but don't quote me as I have no reference. He said that it would be equipped with a Merlin 2 rocket engine, a bigger and more powerful version of the Merlin engine. It was said to be able to launch 100 metric tons or 220,000 pounds to LEO. LEO is also known as low Earth orbit, by the way. Unlike the current Starship, it would not be reusable. At an American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics conference in July the year 2010, 1 year after the fifth and final launch of the Falcon 1, SpaceX presented their idea of a launch vehicle and their Mars space type, a vehicle that changes their orbit, such as from a low Earth orbit to one which intersects with the Moon, such as the Apollo spacecraft did. The launch vehicles that they proposed from lowest to highest power were the Falcon X, the Falcon X Heavy, and the Falcon XX. The Falcon XX was proposed to have only one core, which harbored 6 of the Merlin 2 engines. That would give it a launch capacity of an entire 140 tons. I've just been saying numbers, but 140 tons is like 136 Perseverance rovers. Now, it did still have to go to Mars, so it needed a rocket with lift capacity with a little more than 15 tons. But still, 140 tons is a lot. Anyways, the Falcon XX would be around as tall as the Saturn V. In public, they also talked about MCT, or Mars Colonial Transporter. It could carry 100 tons or 100 people. It would be powered by a methane-fueled Raptor engines, and not the kerosene-powered Merlin 2s. Finally, on the 26th of November 2016, the Raptor engines finally fired for their very first time. The next day, at the International Aeronautical Congress, Musk stated that his company was developing a new craft. They called it the Interplanetary Transport System, or ITS for short. It would have 2 stages just like the Falcons, but one key difference was that it was reusable. It would also use methane engines like the MCT. This was the closest they had so far gotten to the modern Starship, as they had the reusability and the Raptor engines, but one key difference was that instead of using the stainless steel of the modern ship, they were using carbon fiber, just like the modern Electron rocket. It was said to have a very low launch price, even though it could launch 300 metric tons to orbit, or 660,000 pounds to LEO. It would also have 3 variants: a cargo version for taking satellites and other cargo to orbit, a crew version to transport people, and a tanker version which transported fuel to get the other versions farther. The same time in the next year, the CEO announced the BFR. The BFR was a refined version of the ITS. It had a lower launch capacity of only 150 tons or 330,000 pounds. It was just basically a smaller version of the ITS. It also had more areas it could operate for. The next year, Dear Moon was announced by the Japanese billionaire Yusaku Maezawa. Sorry if I mispronounced the name. Dear Moon gave the necessary funding to get the project underway. On one of the BFRs, he and 6 to 8 other artists would go around the moon. There, they would make art. Thanks for watching. That's it for this part of the series. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing, as that will let you see when I publish the next part. You can subscribe by either scrolling down and clicking on the subscribe button or by clicking above. The next video in the series will be on the right, while on the left is the first video of the history of aerospace.